Okay, well, here I am. I'm gonna take a tour of Izamal, another tour of Izamal, because I have nothing better to do. I'm just in awe. This is the yellowest city I've ever been to by far. I kid you not. Every single building here is yellow. I actually asked one of the vendors why that is. Now, don't quote me on this, but she said something along the lines of Más Oriente de Mexico. If I'm not mistaken, what she meant was this is the easternmost city in all of Mexico. All the yellow buildings are supposed to signify the rise of the sun. Like, this is the first city in all of Mexico where the sun rises, but don't quote me on that. I just can't get over it. They're almost all the exact same shade too. That's what really blows my mind. Motorcycles and bicycle helmets. Makes me feel like I'm back in Thailand or Vietnam. Every other person over there rides around on a motorbike. I kid you not. Oh. Makes me wonder that the Wizard of Oz lives here, only this time the adage is follow the yellow building roads. The problem is we wouldn't know which direction. God. I actually like that lighter shade of yellow. I'm not a big fan of yellow. It's not my favorite color, let me put it that way. I don't like the darker shades of yellow especially, or the orangish shades like amber, but I do like the more subtle ones, the lighter and more subtle ones, like this building on the right I'm coming up to, or if it's, I also like the ones on the left at the end. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was wondering if this was supposed to be one of the 7 original cities of gold. When they said gold, I wonder if they meant literally. Estoy bien, muchas gracias. That's an interesting building. Restaurant de Kinich. Neon yellow. Todos los muebles aquí son amarillos.
¿Los qué?
Las casas.
Todos los.
Oh, sí.
Ah.
Sí. Sí, es una. Explícale, amor, que es una colonia que tiene.
Sí.
Preservar
El Ciudad Amarillo.
Sí. Preservan el lugar para dar más vista.
A place that's most seen. Wow. So yes, she says
Sí, es por aquí.
every last building here is yellow. Ah, now I'm going up the pyramid. The only thing that isn't yellow in this city. Wow. This is the archaeological site of Kinichkakmo. Kinichkakmo. This was happenstance. Excuse me. Now I'm going up the pyramid. Whoa. ¿Qué? ¿Qué?
El letrero.
Kind of reminds me of the time I went to Batu Caves in Kuala Lumpur. Lots of stairs. Killer workout. Reminds me of the time also when I went to ancient Siam in Thailand. I know. I have a bad habit of comparing things. When I lived in Vietnam, I had a tendency to compare everything to Thailand. And now, here in Latin America, I have a bad habit of comparing everything to Thailand in Vietnam. Well, and to be fair, living abroad, those are the only other places I know. So, here's an aerial view of the Yellow City. Yes, I'm out of breath. I just love all these artifacts. You know, I minored in anthropology. I originally wanted to be an architect. Not an architect. An architect. An archaeologist, like Indiana Jones. I wanted to be an archaeologist, like Indiana Jones. However, designing buildings certainly sounds like it has more of a future than digging up artifacts and placing them into museums. Therein lies the problem. And the reason why I changed my major from anthropology to geography was because I have a natural aptitude for geography, and at the time I was of the mind that I was going to become an urban planner, because cities are always growing, most of them, and they need planners. Even when they're shrinking, they still need to be redeveloped. Well, the problem was I graduated college during the worst part of the Great Recession, and urban planners weren't in high demand. I was also on the wrong side of 30, not getting any younger, and I didn't want to spend another 3 or 4 years in grad school and then all of a sudden be pushing 40 and not have a real job. Back in Austin, that's all I did, was menial jobs. Working as a security guard, a file clerk, or whatever. Moving abroad was the best thing I ever did, because I wasn't going to be a 40-year-old security guard or file clerk. I found that degrading. It sucks being overqualified. And I felt like I was made for much more than that. Now, it's time for a killer workout. I had to take a rest between sets. If you want to get in shape, this is a great way to do it. The question is, how am I going to get back down? This reminds me of an old Nike commercial where Jerry Rice, or one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, ran up an entire flight of stairs from the early 90s. Jesus, this is dangerous as all hell. Almost at the summit. I think I can. Good thing I'm doing this now while I'm still young. Wow. Yep. Just as I suspected. Yellow buildings everywhere. There's Chichen Itza on the horizon. The guy says, he lives, he speaks. Yes, you know, I'm gonna get back to the old cliche, but the Yucatan Peninsula, the geography actually does remind me of Southeast Asia. The climate is even very similar, so that explains it. It's a humid, tropical climate. This makes me think of somewhere between Saigon and the Mekong River Delta. So there you have it, an aerial view of Izamal, the Yellow City. The Yellow City.